Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Fix My Fees podcast, where merchant services is so boring. I bring on interesting people and pick their brain about their business so that we can have fun and maybe you can learn something new. I am your host, Tavius Washington, and a lot of you, if you've been watching, have seen that I've kind of strayed away from marketing because it hasn't piqued my interest, and I always feel about being authentic on these podcasts and having fun with the curious mind. But this person, when I ran into them, not only was it unique that they had started with a $10,000 investment, growing to a $5 million business and, working with over $100 million in advertising and assets. The thing that really stuck out to me the most is, along with the specializing in this, is they're also willing to put their money where their mouth is and even invest in businesses. Now, that is something I had never seen before, never heard before. It's always the give me, never the, hey, this is what I can do and what I'm willing to put my money into. So that's why I decided to bring him on here. It fits the motive. I have not seen this. It is exciting to think about. And so now I want to pick his brain here. So please welcome the co-founder and CEO of the Group, Robb Fahrion. How you doing, Robb?
What's up, Tavius? Thank you so much for that intro. I'm humbled. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. Excited to chat with everybody, and hopefully I can bring a few good insights and just ideas that you can take and execute on, right? More than anything.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's start from a little bit at the top. Like, when I know I talked about like where your business came from, like how it is, but what is it that makes you unique? What is it that makes you different that people keep gravitating to you at the way that they do with business?
Yeah, I think in the intro, you mentioned a few different things, right? We're a marketing agency, but over the years, we started the business in 2016. My brother and my best friend, Tyler Fahrion, Brennan Smith. So the three of us, we still operate the business on a day-to-day basis, wholly owned. We've got 30 employees now, right? So, I think it's really been our ability to understand how markets work, how to maneuver businesses, how to use marketing, obviously, as a catalyst to do those things, but then also putting a focus and an emphasis on who we do these things with as well, and what type of relationships we're building, and making sure, and I don't want to bring in the big buzzword yet, but right, like in today's day and age, trust is becoming such a critical factor to business, right? How do you do business? Who do you transact with? How do you get your information? Because there's so much that's out there that's not real. You hear deep fake, right? AI. Oh, I got to say it now. I got AI, that lasted another. Yeah. So, but, yeah, I think what's had us stand out is one, longevity, expertise, and then always putting customer first, right? I know it's cliche and it really is, but our business and what we do on a day-to-day basis was really built by what our customers needed. So we're very entrepreneurial in nature. So it's like, hey, if there's a problem, we're going to find a way to fix it. And so our clients love that. And, we just found that over the years, they just kept coming back to us. And it's like, all right, yeah, we can do like 70% of that problem. We can't do the other 30% right now. Right. But then it was, all right, we learn, someone has a little bit of background and experience, right? And builds off of that. And then you're like, oh, sweet. Now we have something that might be valuable that you could take to other clients or offer in other ways. And so, yeah, I think just building community, leading with people, having conversations, creativity comes from that. And it's just really core to who we are and what we do as a organization, and how we operate on a day-to-day basis.
Nice. And being able to do it with your brother and friend, that's unique, because they always say don't go into business with your friends and family.
Yeah.
But not only how has that worked out, why building a marketing agency? This is something that, especially even now today, you hear the word, and I'm going to use the other word, saturated, right? Inside of this world. So why decide to go that route, especially with your friends and family?
Yeah, good question. So we were all three of us, Brennan and I for sure we're very just entrepreneurial in nature, right? So we had done other various projects over the years, mobile apps together, this, that, the other. So it wasn't like,
You didn't get caught up in an MLM?
yeah, no MLMs, but it wasn't like we hadn't worked together already in the past, right? And then, when we were, prior to getting going, we were both kind of running in the same direction. And then my brother was actually doing work in the financial space and has a strong he's a CPA, did some accounting, finance, auditing at Deloitte. And so, when we kind of looked at, hey, I'm doing this, here's my strengths. Brennan's doing this, here's his strengths. Tyler's doing this, here's this strengths. Like, wow, that actually, brings together kind of a trinity of like who's good at what and being able to, come together as partners. Yes. And of course we have our disagreements, but we also know what one another's strengths are too. And, we can say stuff to one another because we're brothers and friends. We can say things that, maybe other organizations couldn't get away with. I'm outing myself here. Hopefully our HR, yeah, hopefully our HR department's not watching this, but yeah, no, I mean, it's really been rooted in trust, showing up, right? Being there, being accountable, being there when it gets tough. We went through COVID. There was no playbook for that. I mean, we were 30 years old, 29, 30 years old at the time, right? I mean, looking back now, I'm like, geez, dude, you were so dang hard on yourself when you're navigating, one, a growing business, but then two, a pandemic that no one's ever dealt with ever before. And now you got, the LLM world, the AI, all of everything we do, because it's saturated, has been flipped upside down. But I think, again, that's where we're leading with customer, client, partner relationships and making sure that good work is getting done and it's accountable, right? Because we kind of know now what works, what doesn't work. So it's about delivering, right? Like making sure we're doing the things that we outline, that we say we're going to do, and that we have process and systems in place to be able to do those things.
Yeah, because I did see that, over time, you guys have, built upon your services, right? Being able to do like
correct
SEO, pay-per-click, social media, but also even to the point of being able to help with like fractional, right? Because some people may want a fractional CMO on there. So how does one decide, especially in a world where everyone's saying that everything doesn't work, right? SEO is played out, Facebook ads is gone, pay-per-click's too expensive. How do you decide which one is right for the right person, or how should someone start to process which direction of advertising is right for them?
Yeah, great question. And yeah, I'd say going back to, we started as like a web shop, right? And we did a little of this, but like nothing. But then it was as we were kind of testing and seeing what we like to do and what we were good at and the results that we were getting, right? And then we started to get the case studies. And so it was just kind of a natural progression that we worked into like what we are now today. So going back to that. But yeah, in terms of, the fractional capacity and, we've got SEO, GEO, your paid advertising components of the business. It's like, we're really looking at what I keep going back to it, right? What do they need? What are they trying to accomplish, right? Because you could have a small business and you can have an enterprise size business and they're going to have different needs. Now, do they both want to make revenue or generate more revenue and be more profitable? Yes. And they want their marketing to return 25X's, whatever number some random marketing person throws on the board or find it, whoever it is, right?
Yeah.
So it's about finding need and pain points. And so how do you do that? Well, you sit on a call. You actually have a conversation with somebody. You don't just, throw some notes into a GPT output and, here's your strategy. Good luck, right? Or then it's like, okay, well, how are you actually going to implement this? And that's the difference, right? Where we're operating is you're talking about integrating what you're trying to do with marketing and with advertising into existing systems, existing processes. So you have to know how to navigate that, how to structure it, how to have the right team in place for conversation and communication with the client. So yeah, it's really about finding that need, and then just always continuing to service that need and being comfortable in kind of that uncomfortable position of like, we will never have all the answers, no matter how good the numbers are that we could report. Someone could always, there's always there's always angles, right? If you want to make a marketing agency look bad, you probably can do it. It's very, very easy to do.
Right. And then if you want to make your numbers look good, you can kind of pick which ones, but it's really about the ones that matter. So like, what do you feel like is one of the biggest misconceptions or biggest, things that people don't understand when it comes to marketing?
I think just that it can actually work. Right? No, I mean, you hear these stories, I talk to these people and they're like, I've worked with every marketing agency under the sun and none of them, it's a bunch of snake oil and, everyone promises this, that. And so it's a combination, right? It's people over promising, under delivering, right? You got a lot of freelance type stuff in the space. So, and I don't think they mean bad by it, but they get stretched, right? And then they can't do as much. They miss delivery. And if they don't have a process system operating mindset to build a business, well, yeah, you can see why that would be difficult. But then what it really is, fit. Sometimes someone just gets sold something that they didn't need. They got the salesperson comes in, they roll out X, Y, and Z, and they're like, oh yeah, this is great. Cause they're like, you're going to get this and this and this. And then, it gets to operations and what happens? It's like, no one even knows it's like, what planet are we on? What conversations have anyone even had about what it is we're trying, to accomplish? And then, you've got, I think, the agencies and the freelancers, right? That, they get it, that it's like, hey, you're leading from a value proposition standpoint, right? Okay, what new ideas can I bring to the table? How am I thinking strategically? How am I staying ahead of competitors? Right? To where, what am I seeing in the market that other people or that the LLMs can't see because there's no context? And then the one thing that seems to be the most obvious, but that a majority of marketing agencies don't do, and the reason they don't do it is because it is difficult, is tracking, attribution, and measurement, right? They are just giving some vanity numbers. They're not tying it out to like call, whatever it might be, calls, form submissions. In a perfect world for me, they're P&L, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to see how much money did you make this month, right? And how much of that can I attribute to what we did is what I want to know. And so that's where, when you get alignment and transparency, you talked about the investment stuff earlier. We really like that because, yeah, you're getting skin in the game truly as a partner, but you're also getting transparency and visibility. So you're getting investor updates. You're hearing about things that are happening within the organization. And in some instances, right, we're having influence, or we're working as a strategic partner to help them scale and to help them grow.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit, because that part, when we first chatted, it kind of blew my mind. Why? Right? You know what I mean? How did you even think to do that the first time you did it? Because, I've always thought, in my mind, that always made sense to me, right? But I've never seen anyone do it, and I know I'm not capable of it. But like marketing agencies, if you're good at what you do, you could if you get some skin in the game, like, it benefits you. But I've never seen anyone do it. What made you even in the first place say, hey, I want to be a part of this. I want to invest in your business as I help you grow?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty easy answer. Actually, I got fired enough times is what made me think about it. So, but no, it's true. So we were involved with it's happened a couple different times. One was in a medical healthcare industry vertical, the other in automotive mobility, right? So you got two opposite ends of the spectrum. So you can imagine how many times it's happening in between, especially when you talk about how many marketing agencies and types of marketing and this, that, the other. And with the healthcare side, we were actually partnered on the creation of the business. We built the brand, the website, the go-to-market strategy. We scaled up the business, the ads. So from nothing to, fast forward, private equity acquisition. So we actually have a exit there. And what happens? Private equity comes in. They start to analyze the business, and more often than not, who do they cut first? Marketing, any sort of vendor, right, that they don't know, or they're just replacing them with their trusted groups, right? And so that's what happened. Same thing on the automotive side. They got bought by a big player in the oil space. They were doing like, oil change franchises and stuff like that. Big oil company comes in, buys them up. Same thing, 3 months, our contact goes away and, hey, thanks so much. We're going to be taking this in-house, or we're going to be doing whatever they're going to do, right? And so, hey, I get it, but it was frustrating. And so that's where, we started to think a little bit differently. Like, okay, well, what if we were actually on that other side and we're coming in either initially through the venture capital group or through the private equity group, or can we use the interest that I had? I kind of just found some personal interest in angel and seed investing at a conference I was at. So what I was starting to realize was it just opened up access in terms of conversations as well. So, hey, I want to invest in your business. It's a lot different than, hey, I have a marketing agency. And
That's true.
So in terms of conversations, right, you're all of a sudden looking and seeing like, oh, wow, okay, I'm actually just able to get myself in front of these individuals. And I was serious. That's where I had to be serious too. So, yeah, I mean, early days, just put my money where my mouth was, like I said. And now we've done, I think we're approaching like 20. I think we're like mid-teens. Yeah, just in terms of, some sort of investment that we've made. And again, not all of them are, engagement type or strategic support or things like that. But yeah, we're really excited about it. And it's actually been something my family, we've started working on outside of just my brother. So my dad's found some interest in it. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. So how do you decide? Are you already, I know you said there's a good conversation starter, but do you normally start working with them first to kind of prove yourself and then invest? Or do you kind of invest in the beginning to start the process?
Yeah, it's something. So like we don't have a sales team. So I lead really our growth and just deal business development because like trust. It's a feel almost, right? Or hey, where did this introduction come from? Of course, like if there's a bigger opportunity, they've been through a couple rounds and now maybe they're raising a Series A and, they've got sophisticated banking and financial relationships and proper cap table and equity structures and all those. But yeah, I mean, you got to have the trust in who it is you're talking to. Who am I investing in? So, I mean, we really look at like, who is the founder? And yeah, Tavia, some opportunities like immediately, it's, hey, this is just going to be, we're going to present our retainer pricing. You're not even really considering. But yeah, what we did actually was we've partnered with a VC group, Mobility VC. And so what that does is it helps to build the trust faster. So they're already boots on the ground, talking to businesses, talking to owners. And then when it looks like good fit, they help us, facilitate conversations. And then, yeah, just over the years, as you've done deals and you've seen certain companies be more successful, we got some big names that are starting to take shape. My favorite one is Sauz, S-A-U-Z. They're a pasta sauce company. That's kind of disrupting the pasta aisle. So that's fun. But yeah,
love pasta. So
yeah, there you go. You got to check it out. All right. But, yeah, you're just seeing success. And then so, you're getting more opportunity, or the opportunities are more they're more serious. There's more momentum behind every new deal that you're starting to do.
Yeah. And I can understand like even your drive when you're in it, you're like, I have more of a say. So people probably listen to me more because I know I've seen it. I've seen marketing people have to battle with sales, have to battle with, past people who have messed up things, and you got to clean up things. But when you're in it and you're invested, I think your voice has a little bit more like pull when it comes to, hey, these are the things that we need to switch, versus people kind of being baked into their own, this is what we need to do. But a lot of times in advertising, we get people who are kind of trying to move what is needed, right? It's like, oh, it's all about your cost per lead. And someone's like, oh no, it's about your story. And it's like, well, you just need to post consistently with, reels. And then the next person is like, oh, but you need carousels, right? There's all these things that are just thrown around. How do you begin to just be like, I filter out the noise? Like, how do you help people filter out the noise so that you can push into the right avenue without, feeling neglecting the others?
Great question. And so it's like, why marketing agency? You asked that at the beginning. I mean, I don't know, right? Like, it's like we're entrepreneurs at heart. And so the business, again, has just taken shape based on what we've seen is like such a consistent need and pain point that these business owners have. So I think it's really trying to understand their business, not the marketing, right? Like, yeah, someone can come to you and sell you on a marketing strategy, with the particular angle that they might be using. It depends on how good of a salesperson they are in certain instances, right? So yeah, I mean, I think again, it's just been hammered home with like, what's their specific need? And then sometimes we have to walk away, right? It's like not a fit, because if you're not looking for an agency that's wanting to build longer term, and they're just willing to sell you anything, and they know that thing's going to churn and burn in 3 to 6 months, then what does it matter? But like, I can't afford that type of thing, because all that's going to do is lead to just fires for me, in the sense of like, hey, Rob, you told me I was going to get this, this, and this, right? And my expectation or the output of what I got, is something completely different, right?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, everything we're seeing is just, it's pulling towards trust, authenticity. Yes, they need to check the boxes for strategy and a plan that makes sense, but like, are they asking me the right questions, or are they just telling me what to do? Right? So you have to ask questions and know the right questions to ask. I mean, we're coming in and like, okay, you want to generate all these leads? Great. Let's say we're successful doing that. You'll be happy with us, right? Yeah, we'll be happy. Really? Well, what if you're not closing any of those deals? And what if your administrative person now hates you because they can't handle all of the new opportunity? And do you have a proposal process in place? Do you have a CRM to manage the leads? Right? And then they're like, never thought of that, and so that's where we have to be careful of making, again, fit. And sometimes you have to back people off or be like, hey, look, we get it. There's a lot of, a lot of opportunity. Our job is to say, here's phase A, here's phase B, here's phase C, right? So you're consistent, methodical, predictable, right? I know people in business sometimes like, oh, predictable. Like, if I'm predictable, what are you talking about? Like, the best businesses in the world are what? The ones that are predictable. They generate return month after month after month after month after month. Your Google, your Apple, your Berkshire. Yeah, I mean, that's what you want.
Walmart, your
Walmart.
McDonald's.
Thank you. Right? You got it. Yeah, hell yeah. I love McDonald's. So like, you nailed it. So yeah, we want to help to create predictable systems for them, right? And so if it's marketing, sales, engagement, if they want awareness, just because some big brands, it's funny. They're just like, oh, we don't care. We just want this. Okay, sure, right? If that's what the need is and that's what you need for your boss to be happy, great. But we'll try and maybe say, hey, next time, maybe we do this, or what about this? Or, hey, we just got access to ChatGPT ads, which we did. So we're excited about that. And, now I just want to try it with a client and say, hey, let's see how it goes, So yeah, it's been fun.
So we have to go down that rabbit hole now, right?
Yeah,
we have to now.
Yeah, of course.
So you got access to ChatGPT ads. First of all, how are you already leveraging AI in your business? And if so, how are you doing that?
Yeah, I mean, across the board, every way, shape, form we possibly can. I mean, I think what people sometimes, AI, it's like, it's used as a buzzword, but I mean, it's kind of this catch-all and it doesn't really tell the whole story, right? So
100%.
If you kind of look at organizations that have software and tech implementation, there already was, a lot of these like things that would happen. The thing is that they would just happen on a software that was developed and stacked. Now that's gone. So it can just happen, right, very quickly. So like a lot of what we had in place, it's just that it's either being accelerated or it's like accentuated in a lot of ways. And so let me give you an example. Since day one almost, so 2016, our website, when you submitted a form, you'd submit the form, it would alert me automatically. It would automatically send them a follow-up, looked like I sent it. with next steps. In that, there's a link. In that link, there's a Calendly.
Right.
In that Calendly, there's a scheduler. In that scheduler, it's tied to our HubSpot CRM. In that HubSpot CRM, there's an I could go on and on. There's an automation to create a deal, to track, right? And so AI has just made it easier to build it, faster, and then it's accentuated it. So what do I mean? Now you have that pipeline of information. Hey, here's some signals on that person that's in your pipeline. They came back to your website. They are over here on Google. They're over here on Meta. They opened up your email 15 times over the last, whatever, I don't know. It's maybe, oh, wow, random follow up. Oh, wow, I was just thinking about you guys. How'd you know? Well, right. So yeah, we're using it just to accelerate a lot of that, make it easier. If it breaks, it's just easier to fix. And then I'd say where we're getting the most benefit is just in the accountability component of our business, which is the reporting. So you're starting to pull and leverage data and information, into reports, or just get access to that data more easily. And then going through data. So being that we're a service client-based business, we're having a lot of conversations. So then it's like, okay, making sure you're capturing that information in these conversations, and then they're getting facilitated into some sort of task project management. So that's where, okay, we have a call, AI note taker takes the notes, transcribes it, gets key points to certain people, adds tasks based on calls. But like, you can't just have that flowing on its own. Then it's like, okay, what task did it create? QA, someone's prioritizing, probably assigning, because it can't do everything. So yeah, it's like the human in the loop, or Hake framework, you're hearing it. So it's just those guardrails that you're still going to need with human intervention, using AI as a tool. It is a tool to do things that honestly we've already been able to do. It's just, yes, it's unlocking the speed and efficiency and the creativity, of course, too. So for marketing and advertising, I mean, yeah, strategies, design ideas, like creative iterations. Hey, I can't think of any new ideas, ChatGPT, like tell me what I should try here, just to brainstorm. So yes, we're leveraging it in a lot. And then even last thing, little tools. So it's like, all right, we need to do this. Before, is there a software to do that? Go out, find it, pay the subscription, try and get it to work with. We just built it. Here, just use this. So, I mean, we've even had instances of that. Like, we just build the tool for an internal use because it's just easier to build it than pay a subscription.
Right. And then have to reach out to their support system. Yeah. I think it's interesting, like, especially with being able to, like we talked about using AI as a tool. And there's a lot of concepts that people are thinking that are new. And I'm like, no, it's just advanced versions of the exact same thing. Like when people talk about AEO, people are like, oh, well, I need to have these certain amount of links and these certain amount of things on my website so that ChatGPT, when it's searching, can pull me up. And I'm like, what's the difference between that and the spiders with the backlinks we used to have in the day, where affiliate links and all that stuff, so that when Google would pop you up, you would populate to the top. You're like, hey, you need to have all these spiders and backlinks so the spiders can crawl, right? It's a
great question. It's a great question. It's a very, very, very good question. And I think that's where, okay, like this is an example where that's a question a client might ask me, right? And I think realistically, I don't quite know. I mean, I think, yeah, it's still this open playbook. You got all these guys, arms race, Elon Musk, Sam Altman, accusing one of this and that, stealing from the other, suing this, suing that, and then it's like, all right, well, who would I put my money on? Google. like why? They have 20 million, they have 20 plus years and how much cash that they can just, so, and you see, and they have all the data, right? They already have, so Google, Meta, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Sure, you're going to get some new guys. Yeah, Claude's amazing, right? Like
Yeah, I
Claude
think
is
people are really sleeping on Gemini. There's so many
yeah,
little
for
things I'm
sure.
finding out about AI studios, things that I just did not know
Well,
that I'm
and think
finding out
about
now.
the integration. It's like once you get that integrated across it, we're on G Suite. It's like, so
Right.
what?
Most of us are already on G Suite.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna take 35, team members and spin them up all on, whatever other tool or this, that, when I already have it built into my infrastructure, right? So,
Right.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and I mean, yeah, we're seeing again in person, trust-based content online, video, conversation, right? This is not AI because it's free flowing form. Someone, yeah, you're probably gonna have some edits that will cut out me saying, or people ridicule me for I use right a lot. I don't think I even have a right. So for whoever's
Or
counting
like
on this.
me, sometimes like I'm listening so much that I stop breathing in my brain and then I have to wipe my eyes. So I have to edit out that part. So
Yeah,
I'm not always like this.
don't stop breathing. That's an important one to remember for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So,
So
but
what
yeah,
are you
no
hoping to do with
relationship.
the ChatGPT? I know you said you got the ads and you're looking for someone. Is
Yeah.
there a particular type of business you're looking for this thing? And what are you
I
hoping
mean,
to?
that's where it's like, who is our archetype? It's like open-minded, right? Wants to try new things, knows that, hey, there's risk involved in any marketing, no matter what, right? I can't come in and anyone guaranteeing this and guaranteeing that. It's like, come on, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Roll the dice, right? But generally you get what you pay for. You know what that engagement looks like. You know how serious or how quickly, or it just becomes a headache or hard to manage, or then it's like, oh, they'll pay you off of this. And it's like, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it really is that entrepreneurial growth mindset. Those are the types of people, competitive. It's like, why would you
Right.
not? If you're a business, like, why would you not try that? You're hearing so you have to at least address the noise. And if you're not going to, then I think you're putting your business at a disadvantage. You are, like, flat
Yeah.
out. You actually are.
And I think it's also a blue ocean that people don't think of because it has to be because there isn't as many people. Like I can't right now, you got access, but I can't right now go and do ChatGPT ads like I could with Meta, right? I could go right now, build a brand new account, you cannot do that with ChatGPT. So it's
That's right.
technically a
Yeah,
blue
we were
ocean because
waited.
not everybody even has access to it.
Yeah, I think we were on. I mean, I think it's been almost probably a year. It's been at least 9 months. Yeah. And I mean, you look at, we're a well vetted, lots of resources online about who we are, what we've done, So it's like, okay, I can only imagine if it's just whoever at gmail.com. Like,
Right.
And then, yeah, we're going to have to edit this one because my computer's about to die. So I'm going to grab my charger real quick.
No worries. So this is the part where I talk, right? And then we edit it so it shows just me. And that way we're all good to go. I'm just kidding.
All right.
No worries. No worries.
Okay. Sorry. If you want to like re-kick. Okay. I'm good now. My bad.
No worries. No worries. Cool. Awesome. All right. So as we're starting to dive in, I know we're talking about like ChatGPT, AI, the future I know is overwhelmed by what AI is, but from a business standpoint, do you feel like it's going to be more visual, more storytelling, or do you feel like it's going to be more like testimonials, case studies? Where do you feel like AI is going to lead where they're going to build, where they're going to use to build trust, I guess is the question.
Good question. So yeah, testimonials are great, right? But I think, with those, there's also even that little bit of like, of course, all the tests, everyone says that they're the best and that they're the best at this, and their clients that they have in their testimonials say they're the best. It's like, well, yeah, you're not going to publish
the guy.
Here's our testimonials. Here's our 2 out of 5 star, right? Yeah, that's what, I mean, that would be interesting, right? Like just address it head on. Yeah, here's 2 of our lowest reviews. Here's what happened, right? And how you handle that. would be a gutsy approach for sure. Would be, but like, I think it's going to be through authority and expertise. So I think you brought it up. It's like the visual storytelling aspect. So, okay, video, visual nature for sure, just because it's harder to fake. It's more expensive if you are going to fake it. right? And then it's not really worth it as much to do those deep fakes on video because of how expensive it is and the lost trust. So, and the benefit is like you and I right here, again, we're having a conversation. So people can hear me talking, they can hear how I'm thinking, what the strategy might be that we have, and whether that aligns with what they're trying to do. And so, yeah, I mean, you're trying to build authority, and I think those are the lanes and categories that are going to win out, and that's what you really determine why or why not you might do business with somebody. I think the root of it, you know, we had the digital, you know, rise of web and all that. You probably got a little sideways, and COVID, you know, created this remote nature, but it's like trust is being thrown back into it. So yeah, I mean, like I have a big emphasis on like YouTube as a great channel. Why? Google owns YouTube and YouTube does video. Wow, Rob's a rocket scientist, right? Like,
Full circle, right? Full circle.
Yeah. So, right. Like, how do you do that? Okay. Get on Riverside, do podcasts, sit there on Riverside by yourself or Zoom or your cell phone, whatever you want to use, and record yourself answering questions how you would if clients asked you those questions. Post it online. Boom. Now you have a video that explains. And if they like it, put face to name, hits the spot. Great. Let's go. So yeah, I mean, the more and more you can do that, build that trust, and it nurtures the trust too.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, it happens over time, but you also have to back it up. So you can't just be like, oh, I'm out here saying I'm the expert, this, that, the other. And it's like, okay, Rob, well, let me talk to your clients. And it's like, okay, oh wait, I don't have any clients. So that's where you, or the experience. Okay. If you don't have any clients right now, that's okay too. Go get one. Tell them you'll work for free. Like do a project, present the project to them before you even meet them, whatever it might be, because then you can build off of that, right? And then you can start to show people what you've done. So yeah, I know it's tough, but early on, you know, you don't have a lot to show. So the sooner you can just get to work, start building, start testing, build it for yourself. One of the things I always say is like, if you have extra time, want a new hobby, or like are trying to reset life or like build a website. Just do it. Like get a domain, talk about what you like to do, post pictures, build an app with Lovable that you could build a website in 10 minutes. Like, because what does it do? It's like, oh, wow, now I get the reward of building, creating, you're talking to more people, you're learning new things. And that's what's going to be valuable in this new age that we're seeing. I have a buddy, his name's Ben Spivak, and he runs Sovereign Ventures. It's a company we've invested in, but yeah, it's basically just the nature of the world is changing. And so now relationships are going to be put even more on a pedestal as we start to come out of what has been the last 10, 15 years. So very interesting stuff that he's doing.
Yeah, that's 100% what I feel, because I do feel like when the internet marketing space in totality started to come, testimonials and case studies were important because everyone was like, what do you mean I'm going to give you $5,000 and you're going to run ads from? I'm not doing that. I don't even know.
Like what in the air? Like where are the ads? How do I see? I think we still have people asking us that. Like, how do I see them? I'm like trust me, right? Like trust me, just trust me. They're there.
And so it was, you know, and people felt like they had to like, hey, these are all the people. And I think now it's become such a thing. Like, I know I can go pay someone that is like, I don't care about your testimonials. I don't know if you paid them. I don't know if you, shouldn't say they don't care. I should say it has a smaller portion of it. Exactly. Because obviously if you don't have any, sometimes people will be like, well, you don't have any. But then also if you have too much, people say you might be paid for. So I do believe, like you're saying,
I like my 1 star. I like my 1 star. I did.
Keeps you humble.
Yeah, exactly.
But as we do more, when people see you more, when they see you interacting more, when they see you talking about the subject that you love more often, people will trust and believe you, and then they'll 100%. Reach out. And then when they reach out, they already trust you. Now they need to understand more about like how it all works and can it work for them. So I definitely understand. Like I believe what you're saying is right. So, but you know, as we start to, you know, kind of bring this full circle, who are the types of people that should be reaching out to you? What types of, not only just the ChatGPT side, I know we talked about that, but as we're moving forward, if there is anybody that's listening and they may be thinking, you know what, I want Robb to kind of, run my business. Are you looking for a particular type of people, or do they have to have a certain mentality to work with you? What are you looking for
I think
in both sides of what are the business or even
for sure.
investing?
Yeah, I think it really is more mentality based in a lot of ways, right? Yes, you're going to need capital and investment, right? I mean, I can tell you, like, it's like $3,000 at the lowest level. There's varying degrees, right? In terms of a retainer, regardless of what we're doing, SEO, GEO, email marketing, social, whatever it is you need, etc. Our goal is not to just have you come in and sit there at that same level, right? And
Right.
so it's like, okay, that's our entry point. But what we also provide to you is strategy, optionality, right? Like, okay, we can change, we can adjust, growth. You can go from just one little phase A to then phase B, phase C, phase D. Why? And then why do it with us? Well, because we're showing up, like I was talking earlier, every day and showing what we did at the end of the month when you're meeting with us. We're going through reports. So if anything, you're actually getting that clarity for your business as well. And so, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fits because there's a lot of different businesses. So it's like, sometimes it is marketing director, CMO, or it's founder, business owner, partner, and I have to have a different conversation with that person than I would, your CMO. But we truly believe, right? We have a foundation, we have a process, we have a system. So like we're confident that if we take that, apply those principles, we're confident we will generate results when we have the alignment, when we have the measurement, when we have the proper strategy in place, right? And then when we execute. So then it's great, all here, hot air, but that's where, again, what's the experience? What's the onboarding like? What's their 30, 60, 90-day plan? We have a rigid 30, 60, 90. At 30, do this. At 60, do this. At 90, do this. Now, are you just going to be a robot pressing buttons? No. It's just that you're getting that information, right? And you know what to look for because, like I said, we're going to fail. If you're not failing in marketing, then you're probably not even really trying.
Right. You
So
definitely not progress.
part of the failure is what failure equals optimization, right?
It has to. I mean, that's literally what even split testing is.
you have to fail to optimize, like, right? Like, whatever the logical equation is on that. So, yeah, that's how we approach things, and I think it just differentiates us from a lot of other people.
Awesome. This is like that bragging moment as we're starting to kind of tune out. Your favorite case study, testimonial, person you worked with, whether it's fun, whether they got amazing results, whatever that is for you. I just want to hear one of your stories about someone you worked with that made an impression on you.
Yeah, I think I have two of them. And, they know that we actually had a grand opening earlier this year for our new offices. And these happen to be the two clients that we highlighted. But one of them, Bliss Car Wash. So it's a car wash chain here in Southern California. And when we came in, I think we were at 7 or 8 locations and now 18, both in California and
Nice.
Nevada, and expanding and growing there. And then, we don't do everything because they're a big org, but we know our role too. We do their paid ads, we do their SEO work, GEO work for ChatGPT, LLM, and have just done an incredible job driving that high volume of traffic to their websites, and then building that audience base. They have an app, right, for signups. And then the second one, Vasco Assets. Been a client for a long time and probably the one client I spent the most personal time on. And it's a client that we basically model a lot of what we do after because of how successful it is. So,
Nice.
we have a paid ad structure, and then that's like hey, it's a great example. Is it the perfect? No, but it's something that, you can use as framework for when you're building out your new campaigns. Or, hey, paid media specialists, if you have a campaign that looks like this, great job, right? Like, these are things that are best practices. There's been a lot of time, tons of failure to get to the point that we're at. But yeah, we've seen it through from top to bottom. So it's been a lot of fun and seen just insane growth. Yeah, crazy
That's
growth.
awesome. That's awesome, man. Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank you for coming on here, man. Before we go, we want to make sure, how can people get in touch with you? How can they reach out to you if they
Yeah.
want to know
And I
more?
want to make sure Vasco too. Yeah. So they're financial, they do like collateral lending, it's such an interesting category. So high end, like watches, jewelry, gold, diamonds, and they'll loan against, so fascinating anyways, but financial services. But yeah, Tavius,
Nice.
thank you. Thank you. You've been awesome host. But flyingvgroup.com, that's our website. So I encourage people, we got a lead magnet up there for some AI marketing tools and tips and stuff. So if you want to grab that, and then that'll keep you in touch with kind of what we're doing on a week to week basis. And then all of our social medias at Flying V Group. And then myself personally, yeah, Robb Fahrion, very active on LinkedIn, Instagram, a
Yes.
little bit on X. So please shoot me a DM, reach out, let me know you heard me on here, and let's have a conversation. Yeah, just interested in meeting new people, really. So, yeah, I would be excited to have a chat.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. What do you like? Tell the audience. You know me. I like to figure this out. What do you like outside? What do you like to do when you're not helping people grow and scale their business with marketing? What are you usually doing?
Yeah, I'm actually working on this right now, right? Like, I need getting a few more diversified hobbies. It's on my list of improvements. But businesses, yes, businesses. It's a hobby and it's in and of itself. It's just a job, but I love doing it. But then it's golf. I really like to golf. I keep tabs kind of on what's happening. We're looking at a couple like sponsorships with some players and things like that just to get involved. So, and then yeah, just local community, travel. But yeah, trying to figure out like one more that I could slide in there. I don't know, like chess or darts or something. I don't know.
Nice. Just don't do sports betting. There's enough people losing money on that. We don't need to do that, right? All
right. Agree. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much again, Robb. I think I really do think it's interesting to have someone who's not only willing to be like, hey, we'll help you scale, right? That's fine. But we'll also invest if you have the right business and you're looking to scale. And so that's awesome. So I'm going to make sure I take all that information and put it aside there. And I have a few ideas for some people for you that I'm going to send your way for the ChatGPT. Just because they've been complaining about wanting to do it, but they can't get access and don't even know how to do it if they got access. I'm like, you wouldn't
Fire
know
away. Fire
if
away.
you got it. So I'll reach out to you about that. But thank you so much again for jumping on here with me, Robb.
Thanks, Tavius.
And thank you guys for listening. I think it's so much fun that I get a chance to pick people's brains that are doing unique things like Robb. And I appreciate you all for, stopping by and watching this with me today. And if you do enjoy it, like and subscribe so you can make sure that you come back. And I'm going to have all the information for Robb inside of the bio so that you guys can easily access that. So please do that, especially if you're just like, I don't know, maybe I should. That means it's perfect for you to have that conversation and just find out from there, because the indecision is what kills businesses, right? And kills time and things like that. So, and if you have a business that's like Robb, right? There's something that's interesting, something that you feel like would pique my interest, reach out to me at Tavius@fixmyfeesteam.com. I hope you guys learned something new today. Thank you so much and good night.